The aquarium being built in Syracuse's Inner Harbor is still on track to be done this summer. But what about what's going inside? Let's ask Chris Davis. He's the managing partner of ZoOceanarium, which will run the Syracuse Aquarium for the county. Chris, good to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you also. Thanks for having me.
We can see the work in the Inner Harbor on the facility itself, but what aren't we seeing on your end? What's your team up to with the Syracuse Aquarium?
Yeah, great question. Definitely that construction is super impressive, seeing it come from the ground up. Behind the scenes is, let's call it a biological choreography. My team is currently solidifying the animal acquisition plans. We're hiring staff, got some new staff on board, arranging shipments from all over, not just the U.S., but also internationally. Lots of fun stuff going on.
Yeah. So the last time you were on with us, you talked about teeth being a theme in some of the exhibits. So I can see you've released, it looks like you'll have piranha. What goes into getting piranha, and why piranha?
Man, great question. Piranhas are one of those animals that everybody thinks they understand. You know, they've got those gnarly teeth. They've got really bad reputation, and the mouth structure kind of makes them look like they're in this permanent bad mood, right? The reality is, man, they're super social animals. They're very intelligent. So those animals in particular, as well as a lot of others, they're dramatic and, you know, very misunderstood, and we think make the perfect addition to something that's going to be really, really fun for the guests. And as far as where we get animals like that, you know, we look within our own aquariums, and then some of our partner aquariums for these animals, and then we do enlist very reputable suppliers when we don't have them within our group.
Yeah, I think those movies back in the 70s, 80s kind of ruined it on a piranha. So I want to stay with the teeth-ish theme, because you've got something else different than piranha. They're called nibblefish or red Gara? Is that how you say it? Like what are those all
We call
about?
them doctor fish. That's the easiest one. You know, you got the two extremes. You got the piranha, again, with that bad look on their face, just grumpy all the time, and then you got the doctor fish, and I don't know if there's a more happy-go-lucky fish in the world. They're very interactive. They're super active, and they really contribute to that hands-on, hands-wet philosophy that, man, we're just super excited to be bringing to Central New York.
So you'll literally stick your hand in with those doctor fish, those nibble fish?
Literally stick your hands in the water, and they come over and give you a little fish manicure, and you not only come to the aquarium and have a great time, but you leave with really good looking hands.
Perfect. I love that. Name me a couple other things maybe we haven't heard of. Anything you can tell us, fish/marine life, that will be really jump out at people? We talked a little bit about it the first time, but give us a reminder of some of the bigger things.
Yeah, we've got, you know, one of our largest central tanks is going to be a really, really cool exhibit. We've brought on our general curator, a young lady, super experienced, and I've tasked her with coming up with no less than 5 different types of shark that's going to be in that main tank. Ooh. So she's diligently working on that. Those sharks are going to have a lot of roommates, and I can say this, the roommates are very teethy, as we talked about last time. Lots of teeth. Okay. The goal for this exhibit, as well as all the others, is really, as the guests look in, it's a discovery around every corner.
I got to ask you mentioned tanks. Obviously, that's integral to what you do. The county executive has talked about glass tanks that come from Italy. We've had some viewers ask, why Italy? Is there anything particularly special about them, or is that just a place where they make those things?
Yeah, sure, good question. You know, for the type of skill that this project is, there's really 3 companies in the world that can build a piece of acrylic panel that matches from clarity standpoint, from a structural integrity standpoint. And it just happens one of those companies is located in Italy. Just to give you a little bit of perspective of you know, that structural integrity, that window is going to have about 3 million pounds worth of water that it's responsible for holding on this side while guests are over on that side. And, you know, when you're dealing with those kind of numbers, you really want to make sure you're going with world's best. So that's exactly what's happening.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Time for one last one. I'm going to get in there. Any chance, because you've teased it, it's on the website now, you can share just a little bit more about this thing that's called a fantastic surprise coming soon? Anything you'll give us an extra hint on?
Man, that's a hard one. You know, here's the good thing, Jeff. It's not just one fantastic surprise. We've got a whole group up our sleeve. Let's say we're full to the gills with all these fun announcements that are be coming over. As far as specifics, you know, we definitely don't want to talk about the moray eels we're going to have or the barracuda. We're just not ready to announce either one of those animals right now.
Chris, it is always great catching up with you. I really appreciate it. And I think we're only about 6 months away from this thing opening to the public. So we're excited.
Cool. Very excited also. Thank you for having us on the show.
Thanks, Chris.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.